Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Let's start off with Xander. Xander is having a pretty bad week. Okay, he just found out that his girl, his so-called wife, cheated on him with the guy who cheated on her twice. So he is, he's pissed drunk. Now, I feel for Xander. I do. Because I think that, every guy has been in his shoes. May not have been, left him at the altar or anything like that, but every guy has been in his shoes. So I know what that is like to have the love of your life, someone who you can't imagine not spending the next day with, not be there. Although I've never actually gotten drunk before. I feel like that just makes things a whole lot worse. With a hell of a hangover, but more power to you, bro. So yeah, he's just done. Okay, he walks up in Roman's bar or his restaurant, and he wants to drink. And Roman sees the bottle, the little plastic thing or whatever. He's like, yeah, you're a little bit too much. So why don't you go? I'm not serving you. He starts to kick him out. Now at the time, this is where Gabby and Philip is having their lunch. Of course, Philip's assistant says that it's just a business lunch and not really anything, of the biblical sense. And Gabby agrees, so, they go for lunch. And they walk in on Xander being kicked out by Roman. Now, Xander looks like he's about to try something on Roman at this point, okay? He's just done, It's like, I don't really care, he's all like, and I can take you and yada yada yada. Pretty much Philip was like, yo, it's a bad idea. So he wound up punching Philip in the face. I'm like, damn it, Xander. I mean, if you've been watching my reviews for a while, I called a man-child for a reason. And although that title hasn't exactly disappeared from him, it seems like this where it's like, damn it, Xander, now you're making me feel bad for him again. The hell is your problem, bro? On top of that, actually, Gabby said that he was a former Marine. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, he winds up punching him in the face. And at this point, Roman's had enough. He's like, yo, leave before I call the cops and you wind up going to jail. So Xander leaves and he goes back to his apartment. And at this point, he is just done. He's so done that he's having fantasies about Sarah. And in this fantasy, Sarah's asking for forgiveness to, have Xander take him back. And Xander's all happy. And I'm like, wait, let me get this straight. This girl done cheated on you with a guy who is just trash. Of course, Kate paints a different picture, but whatever. This guy's trash. Cheated on you twice. You end up hooking out with him. Okay, this girl done cheated on you, and you're having fantasies about her asking you back. Man, this girl better get on her hands and knees and just pray to whatever God that she believes in, that I would even sit there and fathom that idea. But, he's all, want her back and everything like that. He wakes up or gets out of his little fantasy land and he realizes that she's not there, and then he starts pouting, and that pretty much ends that scene. Now, yeah, Gabby's upset about them not getting the building, and after the whole little lunch thing or whatever, Gabby's like, you can just come back to my place. So they go back to, her place or whatever, which is the mansion. And at this point, Gabby's like, listen, you have to take that shirt off because I'm not just going to be sitting there staring at you with blood all over your shirt. I'm just not doing that. After she wiped it from his mouth. So, he proceeds to take off his shirt. He has on a tank top or whatever. And Gabby is standing right next to him. Now, Kate and Jake come downstairs from, having their usual round of mattress tag. And they come downstairs and well, Jake is just kind of smiling. Kate looked like she is just disgusted. Like, I can't put it into words. You just got to kind of imagine Kate having just a look of, well, disgust. So she is clearly not happy about that. And I guess it kind of works out in both of Gabby and Philip's favor. So, listen, I do tend to talk about Gabby a lot. And 9 times out of 10 is not in a good way. Girl knows how to wear a dress though. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so it should be entertaining. Let's talk about Kristen. So Kristen gets a call from Susan. Susan's like, yo, it's been 30 days, or 31, or 28, because apparently she doesn't know how to count now. But she's like, yo, I want out. And at this point, Kristen is already sitting there lying to Marlena, and Marlena pretty much wants her gone, because they got enough problems. One second. They got enough problems. Between the murder trial, John, everything, Sammy. Marlena's like, so, yeah, how long you staying here for? Because, no offense, I kind of need you going like yesterday. So, Kristen's trying to do her the best to sit there and lie to her and be like, oh, well, my hubby's on tour and yada, yada, yada. Just coming up with some sort of BS story. And, Marlena is not just dropping the hammer. And, of course, she gets a call from, I don't know what happens, but Marlena leaves. And, oh, no, this is before Marlena comes in. So she gets a call from Kristen. I mean, she gets a call from Susan. And Susan's like, yo, I want out. Like, I'm done. I don't, the food sucks. The company sucks. I want out. And, Kristen, again, is not there trying to plead her case. One second. It's not there trying to plead her case about, oh, I gotta sit there and save Brady from Chloe's clutches and blah, 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 blah. And, he's so vulnerable, this, that, and the third. I'm just not there thinking, Kristen, once again, and I hate to sit there and repeat myself, your plan is, well, trash. Because, well, what's to stop him from going after the next hot chick? But whatever. So she's sitting there on the phone and she's trying to convince her, hey, just give me a little more time, give me a little more time. And of course Marlena walks in and that's when she hangs up. And, well, she continues to lie to her. Now, on the other side of town, you got Brady sitting there gloating about Xander's, heart being broken. And Chloe is like, I'm not gonna sit there and laugh about that because, listen, it sucks. Like, I don't like him, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, pretty much dancing on his grave, Like, that's just wrong. Now, of course, while she's doing that, she's also sitting there getting close to, Brady. And that's when Chloe's about to say something, but Brady has a reminder on his phone to visit Kristen. I'm not gonna lie, Chloe's like, you need a reminder for that? Like, really? But, yeah, he's gonna go and visit Kristen, which is gonna be, well, it's not gonna be good. Because, well, Susan's sitting there talking to herself, and, Brady, Brady sees that, and Brady's like, yo, baby girl, you alright? Because, like, what's good? Why are you talking to yourself for? Like, he just has that look in his face. And that's when Kristen is like, she, after Marlena leaves, Kristen looks at the phone like, call me back before you mess things up. And I'm like, well, it's too late for that. I'm not gonna lie, Kristen seems like a really good villain. But, kind of relying on Susan to do her part, it's kind of, I don't want to sit there and say it's half-assed, but it's like, it's the best that she can do, but it's like, her whole plan is also can blow apart just by this fact that, well, Susan will 9 times out of 10 act like Susan. And plus, she doesn't know Kristen like that. So, I feel like at some point, somebody's going to figure something out. And to be honest, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't been Marlena yet. Like, isn't she a psychiatrist? Can she, like, whatever. Let's see, what else we got? Now, I don't know if Chloe was about to sit there and reveal her feelings to Brady. And that's when Brady is like, oh, well, I gotta leave. At one point, that's when he gets the reminder. But he looks at Chloe's like, oh, well, she could wait for a little bit. And Chloe's like, no, you gotta get going, you don't really have much time, and, I don't want you to miss out on time, and, Brady is like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, bro, your girl's in jail. Why is this even a discussion? You can talk to Chloe when you get back. Go. So, yeah, he goes, and, Kristen's at the house, and she's waiting for Brady to come back, because, John is making some type of yummy food. So, she's waiting for Brady to come back. She opens the door, and it's Chloe, and she literally says, what the hell are you doing here? And that's when Chloe's like, oh, well, Brady invited me. I swear. I mean, granted, yeah, 1 second. Yeah, Brady did invite Chloe over, and he did kind of like more or less plead to like, oh, well, I'm just having dinner with just the 4 of them, my daughter and my dad and Marlena, and, you'll be a breath of fresh air. And then I'm like, Chloe, you could have just said no. You could have just said no, but she clearly doesn't know how to stay in her lane, and at this point, I've talked about it so many times about how she's doing this whole doe-eyed innocent thing, like, oh, well, I'm not trying to steal her, I'm not trying to steal, like, she's trying to act like she's not trying to steal Brady from Kristen. She doesn't want to sit there and mess up their friendship, but yet she is getting closer and closer, to that. It's like, how you feel about Brady. Brady loves Kristen for reasons that no one can explain, but that they have love for each other. They have a daughter. They have a family. And instead of you just backing off, you're just like, all right, cool, let's work together, let's play together, let's spend all this time together. And it's like, what are you doing? And then also, too, it's like, yeah, Kristen may be in jail, but how do you think she's going to feel? But you spending so much time with her boyfriend, like you cool with that? Like, if the roles were reversed, you'll be okay with somebody spending so much time with your boyfriend or your husband? Like, listen, I get it. There's no love for Kristen, but, like, it's just more about respecting yourself and, like, how would you feel? And I feel like she's just trying to play this innocent role to a point where it's like, oh, well, things just sort of happen. It's like, no, things didn't happen. You went along with that knowing he was doing wrong. Anyway, that's enough of my rant. I think that's pretty much about it. If I missed anything, let me just double... Oh, I did miss something. How did I miss Jake and Kate? They didn't really do much of anything. I think that's why I kind of missed them. Kate seemed like she was having a headache from hell. They talked about Rex and Sarah hooking up. And then, and then they had sex. That was pretty much about it, more or less. How many kids? I guess she has 3. Lucas, Philip, and Rex. But they mostly talked about Rex and Xander and Sarah and everything like that. And then Kate said a comment about how Sarah bounced around between Eric and Rex. So, apparently Sarah wasn't exactly squeaky clean. It's interesting. Well, from what I understand, from what people have been telling me, and I think I read it somewhere that, today is going to be the last scene. Today is going to be Sarah's last scene. So, I don't know what they're going to do. I just, at this point, hopefully they just recast, just to kind of keep this whole story going, Because I felt like that was kind of the problem the last time with Ciara. And I get it, you know, you have a great actress, and when you have somebody that can play a character to a T, to a point where somebody else comes in and you do a crappy job, you don't want that. I get it, but like, you know, this is the reason why they went into this whole long story about how Ciara was like, you know, she was captured, and then weeks and weeks and months and weeks and whatever went by, you know, and then it was like, was she alive, was she dead, and this all had to do a lot with contract negotiations. So all this behind the scenes stuff is why it led to this story, and I guess it's great for a lot of people because it has excitement and building and all that good stuff, but it's like, all that stuff could have probably been handled a lot different if it wasn't behind the scenes drama. Which is why I said they should recast when I found out about the whole Ciara thing. And now I'm finding out more news from what people are telling me about Ciara, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, can you guys just recast and move forward? Anyway, I think that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Really? Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. I know this came out super late, and I apologize. Mondays is usually my late days. And, you know, throughout the week is business as usual. So, I'm going to go. Be safe, everyone. I'll catch you in the next video.